When I first started my business, I lost clients because I wasn't confident enough to stand up for the work that I was doing. And then later on, I would jump in the shower and argue with myself of, what I thought I should have said at that time. So here's one of those stories. When I first started my business, I was working with this new restaurant for about 3 months doing their social media work. And on one of our last shoots, I showed up and I was working with the wife throughout the majority of it. This was the first time I met the husband. And he had to pick me up because we had to go on the military base to get to the restaurant, and I'm not in the military, so I had to get special access. And in the car ride, first of all, he made me wait in the parking lot for about 40 minutes before coming and grabbing me. And then in the car, he was very kind of cold-shouldered, and it was really awkward, a little uncomfortable, but I kept making small talk and just trying to be positive. And once we got onto the location, I started busting out my camera, getting to work, pulling out the props, and he looks at me, he goes, "By the way, this is our last month that we're doing service with you." I was like, "Oh, okay. I'm a new business owner. I would love any constructive criticism. Maybe there's something I can change." Might I add, during these 3 months, there's been quite a bit of communication of, updating some things, but there wasn't really a lot of times when I'd ask a question, it would go unanswered in the direction that they were looking for. So when I'd come up on to shoot, I had to be extra creative and just fill in the gaps, which apparently wasn't meeting their expectations, but whatever. Anyway, so I asked him, what's some feedback that I can get? And he goes, "Well, why are we paying you money when I could just do this myself?" And I've had a boss very similar to him, so right off the bat, I was like, this isn't even somebody that I want to work with. That's fine. I'm just going to do my shoot, walk away. They have to the end of the month. It is what it is. Now, when I got into the shower that night, I wish I stood up for myself because that's not like me. Why am I not standing my ground? And what I wish I said was, hey, if you were going to do it yourself, you would have already been doing it yourself. The whole reason why you hired me and why we're doing this to begin with is not only for my expertise, but so you can sit here, focus on your business, and I promote your business. That's the whole point, and that's why we're doing this. Anyway, fun fact, we obviously ended our contract, and content kind of went a little downhill from there. And I think one of the restaurants in town closed, so